Hello everybody, my name is Chicken, and today we are going to be talking about Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite. This is a sync pair analysis for the new Arc Suit sync pair that just released. So if you've been following my previous analyses, this is going to be the third one. And so today I'm going to talk about Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite, their stats, moves, passive skills. Along with Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite, I'm going to include a comparison Lance and Dragonite's stats, moves, passive skills. Let's go ahead and now talk about Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite's stats. So a couple things to keep in mind. You can see that I have 3 copies of Arc Suit Lance in this video. I also want to include that this sync pair did receive a tech roll cake. The stat boosts that you're seeing here are as follows. The HP got a stat boost, I believe, of 60 points, and then the attack, defense, special attack, special defense all received a boost of 20. Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite's HP with the tech roll cake, and also with a 6-star EX potential, right? All of that gives us the following. The Arc Suit Lance at level 150, HP is 871, attack is 414, defense is 268, special attack is 414, special defense is 268, and speed is 368. Now the moves. Let's go and talk about the moves here. So starting with the top left, looking at Hyper Beam, this is at a sync move level 3 out of 5. So the power of Hyper Beam is 245, the accuracy is 90, targeting an opponent. And now keep in mind that I'm going to also compare this to a Lance with its Hyper Beam at a sync move level 3 out of 5 soon. So let's go ahead and just talk about this one for now. Giga Impact is going to have a power of 245. This is a physical attacking move. The accuracy is 90, targeting an opponent, no additional effects. Now the move gauge for both Hyper Beam and Giga Impact, they're both at 2 based off because of the skill, which we're going to talk about soon. Now let's go ahead and go to the Almighty Roar Hyper Beam. This is activated when an ally's Pokemon uses any move 3 times. Deactivation, it cannot be deactivated. So once it's available, it's ready to be used at any time during the match. And so the power of this move is 330 with a sure hit effect tag, which is awesome, and it hits an opponent. So keep that in mind. There's no AoE, right, within these moves here. So it's really it gives that form of a multi and then the EX roll tech, if you will. So it gives that tech-like advantage for your team. Now the trainer move here, it raises the user's attack and special attack by 6 stat ranks, and it raises the user's critical hit rate by 3 stat ranks. It applies the gradual healing effect to the user and applies the enduring effect to the user. The user takes damage equal to 20% of its remaining HP. So even if it loses some HP, granted, it's not that big of a deal. The sync move, it's called Heroic Ascension Divine Outrage. So the sync move level that I brought it up to with the EX roll has a power of 495, targeting an opponent. The more the target special defense is lowered, the greater the power of this attack. Okay, and also what's great about the 6-star EX for this multi-effect is that it lowers all opposing sync pairs type rebuff for the following type by 1 rank the first time the user's sync move is used each battle. So it lowers the dragon rebuff by 1, which is an extra additional, which is quite nice. Okay, now let's hop on to the passive skills for Arc Suit Lance. Arc Suit Lance starts off with this nice Dragon Myth passive skill. So again, all the Arc Suits have a total of 5 passive skills. Dragon Myth powers up the moves of all allied sync pairs by 10%. It reduces attack move damage taken by all allied sync pairs by 20%. The more allied sync pairs with the dragon theme you have on your team, the higher these percentages are. So each sync pair powers up moves by 10% and reduces damage by 3%. The maximum power up is 30% and the maximum damage reduction is 26%. Dragon Judgment raises the dragon type rebuff of all allied sync pairs by 1 rank the first time the user enters each battle, and while lowers the dragon type rebuff of all opposing sync pairs by 1 rank the first time the user enters a battle each battle. Third passive skill, your challenge ends with me. This lowers the target's defense by 6 stat ranks when the user's physical attack move against it is successful. So if you use Giga Impact, that's going to lower the opponent's defense by 6 stat ranks because Giga Impact is a physical attack. It also lowers the target's special defense by 6 stat ranks when the user's special attack move against it is successful. So using Hyper Beam lowers the special defense by 6 stat ranks, and I believe if you use Almighty Roar Hyper Beam, that's also going to be nice. It's going to, if you use that first, that's going to help lower the special defense, alright, by 6 stat ranks. The Cape Dragon Master is the 4th passive skill we're reading here. All the normal type moves become dragon type moves. So Hyper Beam and Giga Impact become dragon type moves. Also the Almighty Roar Hyper Beam also becomes a dragon type. It decreases the amount of move gauge slots the user's Pokemon needs to use moves by 2. So instead of Hyper Beam being around, I believe 3 or 4, it's reduced to 2. The user's moves never misses, so you don't have to worry about accuracy for this sync pair, regardless of the 90 accuracy that you saw for both Giga Impact and Hyper Beam. And the final passive skill is We've Been Through Enough. It reduces damage when the user is hit by an attack move or sync move when its HP is full. It restores the user's HP when its attack move is successful. So I want to talk about the sync grid skills here. Let's look at a detailed video of that. So there are some things to talk about the sync grid tiles for Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite. So I do want to start off with the 4 sync grid tiles that go up, which do not cost any energy. Alright, so we're going to start off with this. If you have a sync move level 2, Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite, you get an attack plus 20. If you have a sync move level 3 out of 5, you get this extra bonus here, Heroic Ascension Divine Outrage, powered up by plus 50. And so I have yet to unlock Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite's potential for sync move level 4 or 5, but if you get sync move level 4, Relentless is for the taking here. For 0 energy, the more the target's defense is lowered, the more it powers up the user's sync move. So that's really nice to add to the effect of the current sync move, which if you have more special defense lowered, I believe it powers up the user's sync move further. So I really want to unlock the potential for Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite at some point. And then we have here first move on opponents, so Dragon Rebuff, lowered by 1. So it lowers the target's Dragon type rebuff by 1, rank the first time the user's sync move targeting the opponent is successful each battle. This effect can activate only once per battle, so you can have a total of 2 after a sync move, which is insane. Very powerful sync move level 5 out of 5. Alright, now let's look at the sync grid tiles. We have on the top left Vigilance. I mean, it's very nice to include if you want to block those critical hits, right? And increases the user's physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect by 2 ranks. For S moves, physical boost up 2 and special boost up to 9. So it's only after you use a sync move this does have its effect. You have Giga Impact Move Gauge Refresh 3, and you have Natural Remedy here. It removes all status conditions from the user the first time it is inflicted by any status condition each battle. Bottom left, we can see that there's some notable sync grid tiles. Heroic Divine Outrage Power plus 25. You can get that, if you'd like to unlock that. We have Super Syncer, applies the super effective next effect to the user the first time its sync move is used each battle. We have S move HP Recovery M2. It restores the HP by approximately 40% of its maximum HP after using a sync move. We have P moves and S moves crit. Basically, except in certain circumstances, successful hits with the user's following attacks become critical hits, and the Pokemon's moves or sync moves are basically critical hits, regardless, right? And Life prevents the user from getting paralyzed. Here we go at the bottom right, we still have a Sync Grid tile here. It's a Heroic Ascension Divine Outrage, and it's plus 25 if you like to unlock that. Catalyst. Catalyst applies the move gauge acceleration effect to the applied field of play the first time the user's sync move is used each battle. Insult to Injury. The more the target's defense is lowered, the more it powers up the user's moves. Let's Get Serious. Power Combo 9. So if you use this trainer move, it increases the user's physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect by 1 rank when its move is successful. That's a kind of nice thing to include too if you're considering wanting to get that burst of power and damage right off the bat. And we have Unflappable to prevent any flinching. Let's Get Serious has a 30% chance of restoring 1 MP of the user's move when that move is successful. So if you want to take your 1/3 chance of getting that, you might want to do that Power Combo 9 to include with your Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite. Alright, lastly, the Sync Grid on the top far right. We're going to end here. Let's look at the tiles. We have Quick Cure, removes the confused, flinching, and trap conditions from the user the first time they are inflicted each battle. Hyper Beam Move Gauge Refresh 3, which is quite nice if you want to keep using Hyper Beam. So you're getting that tech-like with Dragonite here, right? So you get tech, you got Giga, you have choices here. You could be a physical attacking, you could be a special attacking Dragonite, so using Hyper Beam, or you could do a mixture of both. So that's the both worlds, up to you. You got that special attacking plus 20 here, which I have unlocked. And I wanted to try this out, which is really nice for Champion Stadium. Hit, Flinch, and Paralyze 2. Has a 30% chance of making the target flinch when the user's attack move against it is successful, comboing with a 30% chance of leaving the target paralyzed when the user's attack move against it is successful. So you have the best of both worlds. It's like a para flinch mix. So you can have a chance of flinching and paralyzing your opponent with this Sync Grid tile. I think it's kind of fancy and quite nice to get your chances on. I think I like this this combo with the fact that their opponent's defenses are decreasing. So that's what I think I'm going to keep just for the fun. I do like Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite's kit with the fact that it has this flinch and paralysis combo. First time I'm ever seeing this, but hey, correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen a flinch and paralyze hit. But let me know if you've seen one from any of the sync pairs. But I think it's really good for Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite with the kit that they have. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about Lance and Dragonite. So we've discussed about Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite. We're going to head to Lance and Dragonite. So Lance and Dragonite does not have an EX roll cake at all. My Lance and Dragonite is around level 140. So give or take a couple of stats down here, but I mean it's just just a little bit, not too far from the max level 150. But let's hop on into the stats and compare it to Arc Suit Lance. The HP is 668, 491 for attack, 215 for defense, 490 for special attack, 216 for special defense, and 309 speed. Again, this, as you can see, is a 6-star 8's potential as well. So you can get the boost of the following with a 6-star EX. So now looking at the stats, comparing to Arc Suit Lance to Lance, you can see here that Lance has a very good attack stat. So if you're thinking, man, does Arc Suit Lance like really beat out Lance in terms of attack? Well, you can kind of debate here. Lance has a 491 attack, and Arc Suit Lance acts as a multi. So HP, though, for Arc Suit Lance is a lot more, as you can see, like 200 more than the HP of Lance. Defense-wise, with the EX roll, Tech EX roll cake, and with or without it, I believe the defenses for Arc Suit Lance is a little bit more than Lance here. Okay, so the special attack for Arc Suit Lance compared to Lance here. Actually, Lance at level 140 has more special attack than Arc Suit Lance. Now, here's the reason why. Okay, you have this Lance and Dragonite as a physical striker, so it can act as both an attack or special attacking Pokemon. You have Lance and Arc Suit Lance and Dragonite here with multiple options, and the power is based off the passive skills and also the Sync Grid tiles. So granted, you have more powerful moves here as opposed to like Dragon Claw, right? Now the speed between the two, Arc Suit Lance does get that extra speed here, but I think if you without the EX roll kick and what have you, I think they're kind of around the same range. But let me know what you guys think. Now here's where it severs, right? Why the Arc Suit Sync pairs are still a lot more stronger. So we're gonna take a moment to look at the moves and then the passive skills. So Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw has a power of 55, accuracy 100, targets an opponent, no additional effect. We got Potion. All right, Lance with Potion. The reason why is because of the upcoming trainer skill we're going to talk about. So Potion restores an ally's HP by approximately 40% of its maximum HP. Now here's where it's rather interesting. Now or Never charges the user's move gauge by 6. Okay, but however, it takes 50% of its HP away, which is a self-recoil. It does hurt Lance, and it's kind of one of the things that some of us might be frowning upon, but it does recover a total of 6 move gauge for your team. That's why Potion is still part of Lance's, I guess, moves and arsenal, if you will. All right, and so Potion and Now or Never go hand in hand. Now Hyper Beam, okay, is at a power of 245. Again, both Arc Suit Lance Dragonite and this Lance Dragonite has Sync move level 3 out of 5. Accuracy is 90 and targets an opponent with no additional effect. And Hyper Beam it takes 4 move gauge, right? So it takes a 4-bar move gauge to use, which is kind of still a big feat for this Lance Dragonite. Now this is where kind of a bummer, right, for Lance from Lance like 4-ish years ago versus the Lance that we have now. So Lance Dragon Shift, all right, normal types moves become dragon type moves. That's exactly what Hyper Beam does. So Hyper Beam becomes a dragon type move. Lithe, which, you know, in Arc Suit Lance's Sync Grid kit, that was available for Sync Grid. Lithe prevents the user from getting paralyzed. That's one of the passive skills, all right? And then Unflappable prevents the user from flinching. So you can see here that there's a big difference. The face that I made, right? You can see there's a difference between the passive skills from the Arc Suit Lance versus the passive skills from Lance 4 years ago. So keep that in mind. There are a couple things that we could talk about here with the Sync Grid tiles. We're going to start off with, if you end up getting a Sync Move tile level 5 out of Sync Move 5 out of 5, you can unlock this Injured Propulsion, which basically means reduces the user's Sync Move countdown by 1 when its HP drops to 60% or below, which is quite neat. This effect can only activate once per battle, so it's quite nice if you have a Sync Move level 5 out of 5 Lance. Now, here's another one. This is called Initial Injured Ferocity. Raises the user's attack and special attack by 6 stat ranks the first time its HP drops to 60% or below each battle. So if you kind of look at the Arc Suit Lance, it already does that for the trainer move. Okay, so that's that difference here. This Lance Dragonite, you need to get to 5 out of 5. Arc Suit Lance, you can already have that in the kit, right? So look at that difference. That Max attack, special attacks, they both have it. One's in the Sync Grid, which is this Lance, and the other is already a trainer move. Alright, so at level 4 out of 5, you also get this Sync Grid tile, Damage Guard. Applies the Damage Guard next effect to the user the first time its HP drops to 60% or below each battle. We also have Initial Injured Recovery. Restores the user's HP approximately 40% of its maximum HP the first time its HP drops to 60% or below each battle. What I like though, at some point, Lance Dragonite had additional, right, Sync Grid tiles. I think the cool thing about Lance and Dragonite, if you are able to get the Sync Grid Tiles or Sync Move level up to 4 or 5, this Lance and Dragonite is still quite worth it, right? Now, let's take a look at some things around the Sync Move level 4 to 5 tiles. We have a top left Rejuvenate 6 to charge the move gauge by 6 after using a Sync Move. Healthy Healing to apply the gradual healing effect to the user when HP is full when it enters a battle. We have Potion MP Refresh 2 grid tiles for that. We have some Sync Move level power-ups, so you can see the purple Sync Grid tiles to increase the Sync Move tiles for Dragonite. Some notable damage increase for Hyper Beam, and we also have here Sharp Entry 1 if you'd like to start off with that critical hit rate 1 stat rank when it enters a battle. We have a Hyper Beam Move Gauge Refresh 4, very nice, especially since this Dragonite uses up to 4 bars of that move. We have on the top right Revenge Boost 3, has a 40% chance of charging the user's move gauge by 1 when the user is hit by an attack move. And Natural Remedy, similar to Arc Suit Lance, Lance removes this ability to remove all status conditions from the user the first time it is inflicted by any status condition in each battle. We have here on the right side Now or Never Ramp Up 2, which I have here. It's great to raise the special attack by 2 stat ranks when its move is successful. More on that why I chose to unlock that grid. Critical Eye 1 raises the critical hit rate by 1 stat rank when its move is successful. Unfortunately, Lance does not have any passive skills, this Lance or trainer move to get the crit hit rate up. So it's good that the Sync Grid tiles additionally added years later. The Critical Eye 1 along with the Sharp Entry 1 does help Lance out. Alright, Now or Never MP Refresh 3. You can restore the MP move. 40% chance of restoring it, which I think I should unlock actually, because this would work nicely with the Now or Never Ramp Up 2 to increase my special attack. So again, that's the thing about Lance here. You lose HP to gain more benefit, right? Here in the middle we have Quick Cure to remove confused, flinching, and trap conditions the first time. Bottom right, Special Reserves 3. It raises the user's special attack by 3 stat ranks the first time it is in a pinch each battle. Build Up applies the critical hit next effect to the user after using its sync move. Initial Injury Ferocity, we just talked about. Next we have Burst In. Burst In applies the critical hit next effect to the user when it enters a battle. So it's quite sweet that you get that critical hit next effect when you come right in. And then finally, Dragon Claw Mad Strength 2 and Dragon Claw Move Gauge Refresh. So the Dragon Claw Mad Strength 2 has a 30% chance of increasing the attack by 1 stat rank when its attack move is successful, while Dragon Claw Move Gauge Refresh 3 allows your move to help charge the user's move gauge by 1 when the move is successful. And those are the differences regarding the stats, moves, passive skills, sync grid for both Dragonites, Arc Suit Lance, and Lance. So if you like what you're seeing and you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Pokemon Masters content. Until then, trainers, I will see you in the next video.